Hello, my name's Dustin Ellsworth. I'm going to talk to you about a new function for the Veracity platform and SortCL scripts called Quick Stats, and we'll be working within the IRI workbench that's built on top of Eclipse. This function takes in X and Y data values specifically. So we eventually would like to have a library of functions that take in many different data types and data sets. But to start with, we take in X and Y data and we build a report. We auto-generate a report as your data is passing through the system. So you can see here we've got a linear regression line that's built. You get a graphic, you get the equation for the line, and for the X and Y data you get some analysis, the number of observations, the average value, the standard deviation, and then some confidence limits to help you determine whether you'd want to use this data to make decisions or whether it's possibly not accurate enough for you. And I'll show you how to make something like this. So on the left we've got our data. For this demonstration we're just using an X and a Y column, and I think on the left here is a decimal percentage of an average width, and on the right is a Celsius degrees. So this was some kind of temperature variance analysis, but for us it's just X and Y data. We're going to use the Celsius on the right as the X and the decimal on the left as the Y, or the width on the left as a Y. And we'll jump right into the workbench here. Let's go ahead and create a new project. IRI project, we'll call it IRI stats. And this function isn't built into a wizard yet, so you could write your initial script with one of the wizards that are up here and just place this function within it, or write it yourself. I'll show you my demonstration script here, and this will be up on the blog as well. And my data set is just that comma separated value sheet you saw here, so X and Y columns. And here's my script. It's very basic. In the in file I take in my document, my comma separated value in file, and I define two fields, a source X field and a source Y field. And what I do is in the out file I define a field that takes those values in. So that X and Y value goes into my quick stats function here. And this third thing that's passed in is a name for what you want the report to be called when it's generated. And appended to this name will be the date and time down to the second. So you won't ever generate a report with the exact same name. You don't have to worry about overwriting and that type of thing. You could use this field down here in the out file like it is, or in an INREC if you're familiar with pre-processing INREC. So we'll go ahead and run this and show you what you get. Now you saw what our initial, this is what I showed you at the beginning. This has been modified, and this was modified prior to running the report to get this image on here and to make a couple changes to the generic form of the document. Okay, our document's been processed. Here we are, file name here, 2016, our date and time, and it's a PDF, just like we named it here. And so we'll open it up. This is the generic file format. So you don't get any graphics on it, you get the data. So each report or each function type that we end up creating will have its own generic report format. And we'd love to take any kind of input on suggested formats or analysis that's needed. We'd like to come up with a good library of useful functionality. So how do we get from this to a pretty document, or prettier document if you would like? I'll show you how. One of the you have to do a couple steps in order to prepare for this function to be used, because it's not in a released version, and I'll talk about those in the blog post. But one of the things you have to do is create this repo project folder, and within it you place this file, this repo.reportDesign. Now I'll double click that, and that opens up in the IRI workbench. This is basically a template. What we do is when we run our function up here, we grab this report design file kind of as a template, and we inject your analyzed data into that report file. So you get what you get in the end here with all the data, but it actually just starts like this. We have these unique words: chart11 chart, regline 11 regline, text 11 text, text 22 text. So these are all the different parts of the report. You can see your source X is the text 11, source Y is the text 22, and the chart 11 chart is the header, up here. So we can change certain parts of this. I won't go into all the aspects of the visuals with BERT. There's plenty of tutorials on how to make things pretty, but I'll just show you that it is alterable. So what you can do is pretty much your information is going to get replaced where any of these names are. Chart11 chart is going to be replaced at runtime, and same with these other unique words. So use those how you would like. If you don't want the information to be there, then you can delete it. If you want the information a different place, put these unique identifiers a different place. For instance, we'll go ahead and take this header off of the chart itself. This title, we'll take that off and just remove title from the chart. Okay, and then we'll put a text box up here, kind of like a title to the entire document instead of just the chart. We'll put the department, and for a unique ID, we'll go ahead and use chart11 chart. And so what we'll end up doing is we'll end up placing this file name here, string of text. We'll end up replacing that right where we put chart11 chart. So we'll see how this comes out. We'll shake this up, make that smaller. And we'll insert our image first. For the image, we're going to embed it so it'll be directly within the PDF file itself. It won't have some kind of link or anything. And a couple property settings here. You can look all this stuff up on how to use BERT. There are a million tutorials. And it comes pretty easy to anybody that's used any kind of graphical application, I think. Here. All right. Alright, so let's see where we are here. Let's go ahead and just save. And all we do is run our function again, because it's automatically going to grab this new template. Let's see what we get. Alright, here's our new file. So we're getting there. What did I show? Oh, I had it on the other side. See, we've got a little company tag here. We could put anything like that we'd want. But there's lots you can do with it. If you want a real fancy report, you can spend some time on the BERT part. If you just need the data and just need it in a file, this is the way to go, and you don't have to make any changes to do it. Thank you very much for watching. I'd also like to solicit once more for any ideas viewers may have, customers of the Veracity platform might have, for what type of data or type of analysis they would like to occur with these functions. We'd like to build a library that would be useful. Currently, we're looking at the next step being nonlinear regression and clustering analysis after that. So we've got a little direction going forward, but any input you may have, please leave a comment or email, and we'd love for you to be part of the process.